In this video, I want to give you an overview of what I call the basic urethane finish. Here's an example of it here, and it's a clear coated finish. There's no color added. Well, this is a little bit more yellow than the wood originally was, and that's just because urethane kind of yellows things a little bit, almost incidentally. But essentially the process begins with a bare piece of wood like this. Step number one, and I'm going to go into all of this in detail later, step number one is sanding. And you can see by looking at these two pieces of wood, this is a sanded piece. By the way, this is just construction grade spruce. Nothing fancy about this wood. You don't need fancy wood in order to get a fancy, nice finish. So nice and smooth. This one feels smooth. It looks smooth. Most people would look at that and say, yeah, I'm ready to start finishing that. But actually you're not. And if you look closely with shallow angle of light shining over the surface, you can see lots and lots of defects. So sanding, step one. Step two is you need to choose the kind of urethane you're going to use. Now, urethane is a kind of a varnish in a sense. Varnish is a very broad term. It basically just means a clear sealer that sits on top of the wood. So it doesn't just soak in, it actually forms a protective film on the surface. And urethane comes in two different basic types. Water-based, it's by far the most common, but it's actually harder to get a good water-based urethane finish than it is to use oil-based finishes, and that's because water-based finishes dry so quickly, and that can be a challenge that can be overcome though, and I'll be talking about that in a lot more detail later. If you're applying water-based urethane, it's best to do it with a foam applicator like this, and I'll show you how this works in a little while. If you're using oil-based urethane, then you're going to want to use some sort of a brush, natural bristle brush, so pure bristle. Bristle actually means pig hair, so these grew out of a pig at one time, and they're made into a brush. Same sort of thing here. If you're getting a brush, pay attention to what it's made out of. Synthetic bristle brushes or the foam applicators, that's for water-based. And for oil-based, you use a bristle brush, so a natural bristle brush. And it usually says right on the package, so you know what to do. You'll see these things in action quite a bit more later. So we've got our first coat of urethane on wood that was smooth. What you're going to notice, and you always notice this, is that the wood feels a whole lot rougher after that first coat of urethane dries. And the reason for that is because no matter how smooth wood is after sanding, there are fibers of the wood that are lying down on the surface, and they feel smooth to your hand. But when you put any kind of a finishing liquid, especially a water-based finishing liquid, those fibers soak up the water or the finish, and they swell, and then they tend to stand upright and then harden in that way. Now, you're not going to see any of that, of course. This is microscopic I'm talking about, but you can certainly feel it. So that's why part of the process of the basic urethane finish is sanding, especially after the first coat, because that's when you're going to have the most sort of 5 o'clock shadow roughness kicking in. I do like to sand between every other coat except the last one. Some surface fibers still might stand up, but after the first coat dries and you sand, then that second coat, the bumpiness that might be there is more to do with perhaps some dust that has settled from the air or something like that. You're not going to get the same problem with the standing up fiber business, but it still pays to sand lightly after each coat and to vacuum. Very important. It doesn't matter what kind of vacuum you use, but you really need a surgically clean surface, as clean as you can possibly get it within a normal atmosphere like a workshop or a garage or a basement or even in the middle of your house. So vacuuming, very important. And for the basic urethane finish, you're going to want to put on at least 3 coats. I would recommend 4 if it's an environment where you're going to run into some water, maybe kitchen cabinet, bathroom cabinet, something like that. Another reason to use more than 3 coats is because of a process called buffing. Now, buffing is where you take a quite good urethane finish, something like this, and you elevate it to a really high quality level, so much so that it feels like glass, using a process of finely abrading that surface, so buffing that surface. You need to have a sufficient film thickness for that to happen, and that's why I recommend 4 coats for buffing. But you don't have to remember any of this. As I said, this is an overview. We're going to be going into minute details. So essentially, the first time you try this, if you follow my methods, you will get excellent results that look and feel just wonderfully smooth like this. So we're going to make that happen with these, with some test blanks as we go through the different processes. But that's the basic urethane finish. And you know, if I had to recommend just one finish for you to master and to apply to all of your wood finishing needs, this would be it. It's durable enough that it can protect wood from just about the sort of the wettest, nastiest circumstances you're likely to run into indoors. But it also works really well. It works beautifully. There are other methods that I'm going to be talking about, easier to apply than this, but maybe not quite as durable. So lots to think about, but let's get busy studying the basic urethane finish.